Welcome everyone on Periscope and welcome everyone on Ustream. Give me a quick second because usually I'll have the chat on Ustream up way before I actually have like the video recording and everything like that. Like I'll even have it maybe 15 minutes early, just sitting there sorry Periscope, just to see if anyone pops up randomly. So I don't know if it ever refreshes on its own or if it just likes to sit and stay there. So I'm going to give it probably about 2-3 minutes. If nobody randomly shows up on that chat on Ustream, either nobody's actually really showing up on Ustream or it needs to be refreshed. So I'll figure that out. But let's begin. Hey everyone, this is episode 4, peace to you and on Periscope. This is episode 4 of my podcast called Be Cool. I kind of had a thought of what is this called? It's called podcast. Sorry. So welcome everyone. This is episode 4 of Be Cool. Today it's a very cold day. What's up? Okay, the chat is perfectly fine because I noticed somebody is now on Ustream. Alright, cool. We're all on business. Everything's cool. Everything's good. I'm in pigtails. Yeah, so today is a very cold day. It snowed yesterday in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure it snowed in majority of the Midwest. And so I've lived here since January, and I'm technically used to the snow by this point, but when you have spring and summer hit for a while, and the fall has been very mild, according to a lot of residents, Michiganders and Detroiters and stuff, so I kind of had a good amount of like 5-6 months of kind of forgetting what it's like to be in the snow and to drive in it and the actual temperature. So yesterday it snowed and it was nice looking out the window. It's really like romantic in a way. You're just seeing all the snowflakes and everything turn white. It's like really pretty until you actually go outside and you're like, okay, this is pretty interesting. Michiganders, I do believe that's the technical term to call people from Michigan. Like in Texas, we're called Texans. Florida is Floridians. Californians, New Yorkers. I don't know what you call Idaho people. Idahoans? So yeah, I think Michiganders is the proper terminology for the residents of Michigan. Correct me if I'm wrong, and correct me if it's not Detroiters, but I'm pretty sure that's, like in Austin, we called us Austinites. So it's so interesting to see the different term for certain cities and states, and I'm sure countries are different, or countries share the similar ones, but countries feel like when you're from when you're from Russia, you say you're Russian. Like the countries seem fine, but when you get like deeper into the actual states and continents, or not continents, territories and everything like that, it's interesting. Anyways, that was a ramble. So, this episode, I am just going to basically kind of talk, because the past week and 2 weeks have been very interesting, past few days, honestly. Like over the weekend, I had my sister and my mother come and stop by, so I finally had family members actually visit me in Detroit, and actually having the chance to show them my experiences with the city and the things kind of that I mentioned in 2 episodes ago. So episode 2, where I kind of talked and gave y'all the gist of Detroit and things like that. That was kind of what I finally got the chance to actually show them. So I was so excited. I'm like, here's this place and here's that, and look at all these crazy motherfucking drivers and all this other stuff. So it was actually really exciting to finally like show them like Detroit's not all that bad in comparison to what everyone makes it seem. So if you're really interested in my thoughts towards Detroit, feel free to check out episode 2 on my YouTube. I swear it's totally worth it. I might have rambled a couple times, but trust me, it's well worth it, especially if you're interested in the city itself, or interested in moving to it, or whatever, or even visiting. It's really worth visiting at least once. I mean, every city really realistically is worth visiting at least once to say at least you did it, right? So anyways, the past couple weeks have been very interesting. when my family came by, we ended up going to a beard contest, which I'll talk more about, which we didn't stay the entire time, but overall it was a very fun experience that I probably actually would go again and wish I kind of stayed longer, but we had Akira to attend to, so we kind of felt bad for leaving her for so long. Today I just got back actually from a Pet Expo. So that was very interesting as well. There's a certain type of person that goes to a Pet Expo, and there's a certain type of person that takes it very seriously. So again, I'll get into that later. And then one of the things that I'll probably start talking about first is in Detroit. It's actually not in Detroit proper. It's in like Farmington Hills or like one of the outer cities, towns, whatever they want to be called. They have this arcade. So I really love arcades. To the point where like there's only a few things that I get really nerdy about. One being Sims, two being food and Reddit. I'll throw those because they're kind of even. And three being, I don't know. I really thought about this actually before I started this, and then I had an idea of what my third nerdy thing is, but now I can't remember. Food, Sims, now arcade. There's something else I would get nerdy about. But yeah, there's arcades still around. You have to kind of find them because nowadays they get like filled with like, they're not like a standalone arcade. They're either with like, Chuck E. Cheese kind of things. Like they're either a kid oriented place where like 30 to 40-year-old adult males and females by themselves going to Chuck E. Cheese. Not that that's anything wrong. I mean, at least here, it's a free country. We could technically do that if we want to, but it's a little different. Like, you're stuck around with like these 5-year-olds and they're taking forever at the basketball game. You kind of want to just like nudge them away. You'd be like, hey, kid, you had your minute. Like, let me play some b-ball right now. So, I mean, you can technically go to Chuck E. Cheese, but it's not the same. So, in every city, or hopefully every city, you kind of have to find those like adult arcades, and I'm not saying like where it's like sexual and stuff like that, like literally where a 30-year-old can go and enjoy arcades, or 30 and up, or 20 and up. I don't even know what the age range of technically adult, I guess 18 and up can go and have some fun. Because nowadays also they have, like I know in Austin they would have, there was a place like called Main Event, and dang, I can't think of the other one, but they usually throw arcades with like car race game, like those little scooter games that you can actually physically ride. They'll throw it with some minor rock climbing. They'll throw it with bowling and pool. So like they'll have a mix. It's really hard to find like an exact spot where it's just nothing but pinball machines and like Ninja Warrior type of games and things like that. And so in Austin, I know there's for sure one. Sarasota, where I used to live, I don't think there was one, but there probably has to have been one, at least in Tampa. We just never really checked it out. And so we got here to Detroit, and we really missed going to the arcades. We really liked what Austin offered. It was the old school pinball machines with like the Simpsons video arcade games and a few other ones I can't think of. When I go to arcades, the fighting and pinball games are cool. Like I'll play them here and there. But what I get nerdy about is the ticket games. I get really hardcore about like the game that like spins with the lights, and you have to wait until the light hits a specific point, and then you hit the button and you hope you get like the jackpot. That's the closest gambling I'll ever get to, because I get so addicted with tickets. I know you get those cheesy like toys that break within like a day use, but I just like that feeling of like going up and having like a shit ton of fucking tickets and being that cool kid right there, like filled with tickets, and just slowly going to the ticket machine and like having your tickets counted. And it's so cool to like have them all in a rope and like letting them all like just going through the machine. It's so fun. So I get really like, I love the ticket games versus like some people really love pinballs, and I will play a few pinballs here and there, but I'm always saving the best for last, the goddamn ticket games. So anyways, we got to Detroit, and we were really like missing that arcade experience. So Francis went and did some research towards what like if there's arcades in the Detroit area. Unfortunately, not, and so that was kind of like kind of sad situation. Until we found, and if you're ever in the city or if you're ever in the area in general, check out the 4M's, Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. It sounds interesting. It is interesting. Google it after I talk about this, or Google it after this episode. It's totally worth it. So it's Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. This is a guy that has an obsession with arcade games. Like an obsession, like pinballs and all this other stuff, to the point where he started to collect them, which is cool. If that happens, I wish I could do that. I would totally do that if I could. And so he started collecting them, and his wife was noticing he had a huge, like, taking up the entire garage, and he needed to basically get his own warehouse or storage unit to house all of these unique pinballs that he was collecting. And eventually he realized that, hey, might as well share this with other people around the neighborhood or around the city and things like that. So he decides to open up this arcade. And it's not just your stereotypical, like, pinball. Yeah, kind of similar. Yeah, similar to that. Sorry. Someone on Periscope basically mentioned it, and it's already gone, so I would reread it. But anyways, so basically, it's not your stereotypical arcade spot. It's called a museum for a reason, because he actually has old school games. And I'm not talking about just old school pinball, games, because I know a lot of collectors and a lot of other arcade stores have those. He collects like 1920s mechanical like games that aren't pinballs. You just pop in a quarter and you just watch like these hand carved wooden weird crazy intricate like things move, because back then it was amazing that you can make something move like that, and only for a penny you can watch it in action. And so he has tons of those. He also has a friend that's can create certain ones like that. There's ones where like it's so simple. You just like put 25 cents in and you look in the viewfinder and you see like a picture drawn on a grain of rice. There's like one where if I finally figured it out, because it doesn't really make sense, but if you're on your phone and say your significant other is bugging you, asking why it's taking you so long to get to their family's house, and you're really just not wanting to go to the family-in-law's house, there's this booth, and it looks like a telephone booth, and you pay 25-50 cents, and you push a button for whatever choice background you want while you're on your phone. So making it seem like, hey honey, I'm sorry, I accidentally got caught up in work, and you push a button and the background noises is like typewriters and like phones ringing and things like that, so it sounds as if you're at work. And so there's a few other options, like you got caught up in the hospital or something. I can't really remember the actual options, but nonetheless, like that idea is so interesting. And it's like something that like, you're not going to really get a reward for. You're not going to get a high score on the game, or you're not going to get tickets that I get addicted towards, or whatever else. It's the experience of that exists kind of thing. And there's a few other ones that are pretty like, you have your, what do you call those, fortune teller games. You have this one that's literally a mannequin inside, the chest, the actual box, and there's a trash can, and you put your quarter in or your 50 cents in, and all the guy does is barf. That's all he does. And it's just, it's an interesting place. I highly recommend it. Me and Francis, whenever we have a weekend where we can actually go to it and we have enough money to like just splurge on games, we hardcore go crazy in that place. So it's Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. Jeez, that's so hard to say. It's the 4Ms. Check it out. It's totally worth it. The last time we went, we brought our friend Natasha with us because she was coming to Detroit for the marathon. And this was right after the marathon. We either didn't know if she was just bummed because she didn't hit her time that she was aiming for, or if she really just wasn't feeling the museum. Because some people don't like arcades at all. So, hi Juan, hi Alejandro, hi Kyle, hi everyone on Periscope. So we weren't sure her feelings exactly, but there's a couple of like parts where like there's one chair and it says a foot massager, and so I think I was the first one to technically try it, and so I got on it and the entire thing just shakes, like insanely shakes. And so you're expecting at least like maybe something's gonna happen to your foot or something weird, but it's just like shakes your entire body. So you're just sitting there like, it's not painful or anything. It is weird, like actually on your foot, because it starts to like tingle and stuff, like tickle, like as if your foot fell asleep kind of thing. But it's like more of this sense of like, how long can I actually stay on this thing, because it just shakes your entire body, and it's kind of fun. There's ones like new age games where it's like a fake jump rope, so it's just a light that goes around in a circle, like basically the height of your body, and so you got to try to jump on the rope and stuff. And so that's another ticket game. I'm trying to think of like, we realized Francis actually was really good at Dance Dance Revolution. I myself am not good at that. I have apparently no rhythm towards that, or I just cannot get coordinated with the actual pushing of the buttons on the foot. I just tend to just push all of them at once in the best way I can and hope for the best. I'm really bad at that game. And there's a few other ones, and I was trying to think of a specific story that I had in mind before I actually started talking, and now I cannot think of it. But, hey everyone, Idaho is, why the hell am I here? It ends. Don't think I've ever been to Idaho, so that's one state that I need to get onto, because it's just nice to say that you've been to Idaho, or whatever. Kansas, although I've been to Kansas, and Kansas is nice in certain areas and flat and boring in other areas. Like getting from Kansas City to Denver, Colorado was the most boring road I think I've ever been on. And I've actually driven from Texas all the way to California. So West Texas is pretty boring, but I'm pretty sure Kansas beats it all as far as there's nothing out there at all. That was pretty intense. Pretty intense. Do you ever get nervous with these nude shoots? Never. I've done it so long that it's just one of those things. It's natural to me. I have basically, not really, but sort of have two personalities in a sense. I have my work personality, and then I have my normal self personality, and they're similar. Like they're pretty much the exact same person. The only difference is when it's work Shima, I have no issues getting undraped for a photo shoot or for an event or for whatever needs to be undraped for. I do still get nervous, or I'll get nervous if there are people involved that aren't in the arts or aren't in the similar field as me, meaning like if I'm in an event and a random housewife or husband shows up, and they aren't really understanding towards the arts or modeling or photography or things along those lines, I will start to feel very nervous in a sense, very awkward, because I feel like they're judging me based on the decisions I've made. And I know a lot of models, they do not give a fuck. Like they will walk out in the middle of the street butt ass naked and have no issues whatsoever. Me, on the other hand, I'm a little reserved towards that. I get a little just too much is going through my mind that makes me not really feel comfortable with that. If it's for a shoot and they really want it and, there's safety precautions and stuff like that, I'll let it go sometimes. But otherwise, overall, though, I get really uncomfortable in my mind. So I will still get undraped for certain projects. But as far as my personal Shima, I love being dressed. So for you anonymous that randomly showed up and asked if it's too cold to get topless now, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. And if I hurt your little heart, I'm really sorry, but not really. You can leave if that's must. I've tried to mention it for everyone that is new to the Be Cool episodes, but I just assume all of y'all know me by now and know this podcast. If not, hey guys, I'm Shima and I'm a model. Nice to meet you. My episodes will not contain nudity. I honestly don't even think Ustream can do that, and I'm sure Periscope might handle it, but I'm not really sure. The closest that you'll see nude is this. So I'm sorry if that really offends you that I will not get naked for you or anything like that, or even topless. It's just it's not even warm yet. Like, my house and my heater's on, but I'm still cold. That's why I'm wearing this sweater. I'm not trying to freeze right now. So, sorry, but not sorry at the same time. I had a person on Periscope ask me, you asked me about the scariest or the weirdest state I've been in. He also mentioned he came for the pigtails, not the boobs. So I appreciate it. Please re-ask that question in regards to the states. You mentioned and asked, was it the scariest state or the weirder state? I can't remember the question exactly. Hi everyone, and welcome to my episode. So I'm just rereading the chats, and I'm going to start with the actual topics like I mentioned about the Pet Expo and all this other stuff. I wanted to know what's the worst state I've been to as far as things to do. Well, I'll right off the bat say, as far as things to do, the best state that I always enjoy, that I want people to experience, because it's one of the places where I went to twice, and it's so fun every time I go. The best one as far as Kansas City is actually nice as far as free things, but that's not the one. St. Louis. St. Louis is fun because there's a place called the City Museum. That place is badass. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's cool. You need to Google it. It's really awesome. I hope to go to St. Louis just for that place. Oh my god, I love the City Museum. The worst place I've been to as far as things to do. Oklahoma City wasn't... No. Well, as far as things to do, it depends, because everyone's idea of things to do is different. Like, some people enjoy arcades while others don't. Oklahoma City wasn't too bad. The person I stayed with was nice enough to kind of show me the places to go, but I didn't really see anything magical about the place. And I feel the same towards Dallas, Texas. I don't like Dallas, and I don't think I ever will. There's a few things you can technically do in Dallas, and I would assume in Oklahoma City too, but it's just not appealing to me. It's okay, it's a museum. I think I've been to better museums. Kansas City Museum is pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. Detroit's museum is actually pretty nice too. And there's a few other ones. But, so it's it's a museum, it's cool, whatever. If you have a special exhibit going on, that might be even better. But realistically, and then Dallas, you have the JFK area where he got shot. It's that's really fucking depressing and interesting at the same time. But it's I don't feel like getting emotional right now, because this is where a person died. I know everywhere, you possibly can walk to, somebody has died at least sometime in the past, but you don't really think about it. You never really think, oh, somebody probably died right where I'm sitting right now. Don't really think about it. But going to a place actually purposely knowing that like a president died at and having like video footage of that incident, it's like, yeah. And I can see some like crazy shit. Like on Reddit, I get on what the fuck subreddit and I can handle some crazy shit. But that's just one of those things that's like, it's not anything. So I guess if as far as things to do, I say Oklahoma City and Dallas are my top two of like not really worth it in my opinion. I still think you could at least visit, like just to say, hey, I went to Oklahoma City and I went to Dallas. MS Mississippi, MS is that Mississippi, right? Can't remember if MS stands for Mississippi, not Montana. God, I suck at my own American history. Yeah, Mississippi. There is it Mississippi? Give me a second. You're gonna stare at me, my focus face, because this is gonna be my. Sorry, Periscope. This is about to be my focus face. There's a city because I constantly had to drive to Texas in the past from Florida. Give me a second. This is gonna be my thinking face real fast. Hold on. Mississippi. Let me see. God. Sorry. Periscope users, my phone charger is on, so it's like my phone's balancing on this like little wire right now. There is, and it's either in Alabama or, oh no. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, Mississippi. I've always been through Mississippi. I've never actually, I was thinking Mobile was in Mississippi, which is a city right off the Gulf, but it's actually not. It's in Alabama, so never mind. So yeah, Mississippi, I'm not really sure. If you're from Mississippi, let me know if there's anything awesome to do and see, because I've never actually been. I've been through it, like Biloxi and all that other stuff, but I never actually went, like, in the main hub of Mississippi. My family, Kyle asked, how did your family enjoy the city? I think they enjoyed it. They flew from Austin to Chicago and then drove from Chicago to Detroit. And so we hung out all throughout the weekend, and then they eventually caught their flight back on Wednesday. And so Tuesday night, because they left Tuesday to head to Chicago, Tuesday night I go on Instagram, and my sister posted a photo of Chicago's skyline and saying, I love this city. And I'm like, you didn't do that for Detroit, so you're only in Chicago for literally a few hours and you already love it. So either y'all did something magnificent in those 3 hours that made you love it, or Detroit really fucking sucked. So they made it seem like it was kind of cool. They were more, especially my mom, was very fascinated with the cost of housing here in Detroit, and thinking of, you and Francis should buy a house and, sit on it for a few years and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll see. And then like texting my brother from while he lives in Florida, saying, we should just like go, halfies on a house here and just sit on it and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, Mom. Let me show you other things that Detroit has to offer. So I feel like they enjoyed it. I think they more enjoyed just being with me, because I'm awesome. Let me see what else I got to say on Ustream. Good evening, Shima. It's been so long. Tech Man, it has been too long. Ustream doesn't allow nudity anyway. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure you're right. Periscope, though, I don't know. It was interesting because when I first got Periscope and I started to like play with it and mess around with it, I realized I really feel like people would start doing porn on Periscope. I'm pretty sure it's already been done, but it feels like that was like the first thing. I'm like, feel like that's gonna happen. So I don't know if they put a nudity block on, because I know Twitter owns it, and Twitter doesn't put nudity blocks on it. I don't post nudes on Twitter because I have my reasons. I save kind of all my nudes for Tumblr. But it's very fascinating how Periscope works, and I'm very curious of how many live pornos you can watch. It just seems, not that it seems weird, but it's just like, let me just go on my phone on Periscope and watch porn. I mean, I know there's some people to do it. Props to you if you do that. I'm not judging whatsoever. I personally would feel like a little weirded. I'd rather if I'm going to watch it. Okay, anyways. I know you said you were threatened by our weather, but I'm glad you were safe. I was definitely safe. We were supposed to go to Francis because it snowed last night. Or actually yesterday. And we were supposed to go to Francis's parents' house for dinner, but we had to postpone it because by the time dinner kind of came around, it was starting to snow a little much. Not, I wouldn't say worse because it wasn't too bad, but it was just snowing a lot more. So we decided to postpone that. But it's nice. I like it. It's just I forgot how cold it gets, and I'm not saying I'm not used to it, but I'm not used to it. I mean, I enjoy the cold over heat, but I like it when it's like 60 degrees. That's like perfect weather for me. Seriously, I'm not kidding. It's perfect. Yeah, MS is Mississippi. Got it. I will remember that forever. Wow, where are you from? I am from, thank you. I don't know if you mean sick. Dr. Shakedown says, my Tumblr is sick. So that, I'm assuming that means a good thing. Sometimes sick can be bad. But I'm going to assume it's good, so I appreciate it. If you haven't checked out my Tumblr, it's L.Shima.tumblr.com. Twitter and Instagram is at L.Shima_models. Sorry I had to throw it. Oh, and random thought, I made it to 10,000 followers on Instagram. Yay! Because of you. So a round of applause for y'all. Because without y'all, I wouldn't have made it. I would have just probably sat at 1 because I would just have Francis following me. Actually, I probably will amp it to 4 because I'll have my sister, mom, and Francis, and my sister-in-law following me. So without y'all, I would just have 4. I'm originally from Austin, Texas. So howdy y'all, and that's where you'll hear the y'all. That's as close as south as I'll technically get is y'all. Alright, so sorry, I just wanted to catch up on all of the chats, and if Periscope you have any questions, feel free to shoot me some. I will have to answer y'all's as soon as I see them. So yeah, let's go back into my topic that I was getting into. Sometimes I get sidetracked, and sometimes I just gotta push myself back there. So anyways, so we talked about the 4 N's, and so now I wanted to bring up, okay. So I wanted to bring up this, when my parents were over, I called them my parents. I have a father and a mother. Technically, I'm supposed to. That's how, people are born. But realistically, I only have a mom. And then I have my siblings. And so when I talk about my family, especially when it's my mom's sister or brother, I'm the youngest, I just kind of throw them all together and say they're my parents. So you'll hear me, you might hear me say that. Francis hears me say it a lot, and he'll kind of get confused. You mean your mom? I'm like, yeah, they're all my parents. So my mom, my sister, when they were in town, Francis and I were trying to find things for us to do over the weekend to, again, elaborate on the idea of Detroit is so awesome, and there's a lot of things to do, and whatever. So every weekend too, we always Google things to do in Detroit this weekend. We're such nerds. That's not even the definition of nerds, but I don't care. I'm going to use it in that tense anyways. So last weekend, Francis did the honors of figuring something out, and so he came up with there's a wine club thing going on in Ferndale. I'm like, okay, that might be an option. My family really likes drinking wine. It was expensive, so Francis was like, I won't go, but you can go and have family bonds and stuff. And that was one of the options, but then he found that there was a beard contest and not too far, and it was in Detroit. And so we're like, awesome. Because everything usually is sometimes outside of Detroit, so you have to drive at least 20 to 45 minutes away for certain things. So we're like, yeah, let's just do that. That sounds more interesting, because it was a contest there were different categories. So you had to have a beard nonetheless. There was a contest for natural beards, more intricate ones with the little curly cues, big beards, mustaches, goatees. There's a female section where females with beards and stuff. So we got there, and we actually got there a little right when it opened. And when we first got there wasn't a lot of people. I mean, obviously, we got there right when they're open, so it's not a big deal. But they had, like, a whole vendor section where, like, people selling beard stuff, like the wax and the creams and the shavers and stuff like that. Francis has a beard, and it could be epic, but he decided to shave before my family came. So it wasn't as epic as it could have been. Thank you for loving my work. I appreciate it. So... we kind of like looked around. I don't have a beard, so there's really no point in me looking at this stuff other than like, oh, this is cool. I don't have a beard though, so maybe I can use it for my little long hair or something. So we kind of looked around and we're like, done. All right, well, let's get some beers and start drinking and stuff like that while we wait for the actual event to happen. So more and more people started coming, obviously, and so a lot of these people got really into it. They had like these crazy like very medieval type of beards, just like rah, and they would actually wear like things that you would see on Game of Thrones, like with like the fur huge coat and like the kilts and like the medieval type stuff, like fake swords and all this other stuff. Like they got really into it. There was one guy, he wore a suit, but it was all the same pattern. I cannot remember the pattern. It was like green, like with pink polka dots or something, but it was like the exact same pattern on his blazer as well as on his trousers. And so that was adorable. There was a few that were like in the Scottish dress, and a few other ones. There was one guy where he had a very just simple mustache where it had the handlebars, and he wore like all matching, like pretty much like simple like accessories, like a pink hat with a pink bow and like pink suspenders and like pink socks with his pink Converses, and like he matched in his accessories, and it was really cute and adorable. And a few other ones, and eventually like women came in, but they had like sharpied mustaches on their face, and so that's cute. So finally, the actual show began, the contest began, and we unfortunately couldn't watch the entire thing because Akira, our dog, was home alone for at least 7 hours, and we were kind of feeling a little bad. So we watched at least the half part, and there was the first category was like natural beards, and so they would come on stage, and it was so funny and comical to me because they would go on stage and then do a walk to the front and then a walk, back, and kind of like like a catwalk, and like kind of look behind them to show off, and then the judges were right behind them. And then, like, kind of showed them their mustache, kind of made it, hey, my mustache is really good, my beard's all trimmed or whatever. And the judges would rate them right then and there. So I'm, like, laughing, saying, I kind of want one person. Because all these guys, they were all guys from at least the parts we saw, were very, like, standard guys. They would just walk, like, hey, I'm just walking, and then walk around, and then show the judges, and that was it. I was hoping there would at least be one guy that actually took it real serious and like did like the catwalk type thing and kind of like posed and then spun around and then like did something like to show it off more. And there was one guy that ended up doing that. I was so excited about it. Like, yes, I love you right now. And so he, did his thing. And so there was one standout before we left, and this guy didn't really do like a crazy walk necessarily, but he starts to walk into the catwalk. And it's not a long catwalk, it's just a normal standard stage. He starts to walk up to, where all the audience is, and then all of a sudden, bam, rips off his pants, rips off his shirt, rips off everything except for these little pink undies. And this is the guy that was wearing pink of every little accessory. And so, of course, he had pink man thong undies on. And I literally busted out laughing because at that point I'm like, whoa, was not expecting that. That is fucking awesome. I hope you win. Just for that. Because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, these people are probably, looking at their, facial hair and such. But I'm like, but I feel like there's also points towards, like, how they handle themselves. And so there's, like, one guy who he got on stage and his entourage was, like, right there in middle stage of the audience. And as soon as he got on, like, those specific 5 people that was part of his entourage, just like, yeah, like, started screaming. And we were, like, right there, we're like, so there with him, obviously. And so overall, it was for a good cause too, because they had donations for like can't remember the exact donations or the cause, but it was for pit bulls and abandoned dogs and things like that. So it was really awesome that it went to an awesome cause for that too. So I give it like a 10/10 as far as I would totally go again, as long as Francis or somebody would go with me. Like, I would now decide to make my own mustache and maybe win something or something. I don't know. Those girls like showed up with Sharpie mustaches. I'm thinking, just cut my own hair. Whatever. It's good for a good cause, right? Make it my own mustache. I'll make myself an old cowboy style. Ooh, I feel like I look good in a mustache. What do you think? I think I look pretty pro at it. Anyways, so that was, I don't remember what it was called. It was called something. But it was something involving beards and mustaches in a contest. And it was awesome. Oh, yeah, and another thing about it. So, like, I dress the way you see me dress now. Maybe minus the beanie sometimes, but I need to take a shower, no offense, like, to myself, but my hair is just not really having a bad hair day. It's like what people must call it. So that's why I'm wearing the beanie. And I look good in it, so, just kidding. So, I dress the way I dress. Francis dressed, can't remember how I dressed, but me and my family dressed your standard way. Like, nothing fancy, but like my mom she probably dressed a little bit more fancier than all of us, honestly. And so the people majority, other than the ones like that were dressing up in crazy costumes and stuff, didn't technically fit into that like genre of type of crowd. Not saying it in a negative way or anything like that. Like, the people that were there seemed like and not to be, stereotypical, I guess you can say. They seemed as if they were the type of people that really love, like, what do you call it? Where they're, like, screaming in the microphone in the songs. What do you call that genre? Tell me what that genre is. Or no, like, I can't even do that. That was really horrible. Man, that was a shame. I'm so sorry, everyone. That was a worse impression of that type of genre. That genre is so much better than what I just tried. That was horrible. Anyways, but yeah, they were like all like, not grunge, I wouldn't say grunge, but just like this like certain like aura to them. And I'm like, these people would probably kick my ass in a heart second. Like, literally, like, I would try. I know boxing and try to like fight somebody if I really had to. But I'm pretty sure they would like murder me in a second. And so it's me and my family, 4 of us, and we're like, we do not fit into this crowd. Like, not in a bad way. We're just like the opposite of what everyone else is dressed like. We're like, well, whatever. This is cool anyways. I'm really enjoying my time. Death metal, yes. I totally fucked that death metal, but yes, death metal. And so I'm sure not all of them listen to death metal. Like, I'm sure some of them listen to R&B and classic smooth soul. But they had that aura that looked like they would be totally into death metal. So there was also one guy, apparently he worked there, and I came because it was just Francis and my family, and I was coming back from using the bathroom, and I see this random guy talking to them and like showing Francis this like cup of something. And I'm like randomly like went to my mom, I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? Like, is something, what's going on? And this guy is trying to do a trick on Francis in the sense that like he had this thing, and we didn't know this actually existed, so now I kind of want it on my, like, stocking stuffer or something. But it's jelly beans, but it's one where you shake it up, and it's a mystery flavor, so it's either, if you get this yellow color, it either is going to be a lemonade, or it's going to be cat piss. And so it's the idea where you get a mystery, and you have to just take chances and hope that you don't get the nasty one. So Francis ended up taking his. I'm pretty sure he got a nasty one. Same for my sister and my mother. And so mine was either going to be, I think the nasty one was puke, and I think the tasty one was, the tasty one was coconut. So it was like this white cream colored, jelly bean. So I ended up taking it, and the first bite of it, all the fragrance went in my mouth. And I'm like, that's puke. And they're like, does it really taste like puke? I'm like, I don't think it tastes like puke, but it sure as hell does not taste like coconut, and this is really not tasty. And so I kind of want that because it seems like a fun little trick to do, especially like on kids and stuff. Like, hey, just try this and see what you get, kind of thing. So there was also this moment, and this is the last story about it. There's also a moment. So yeah, like I mentioned, us four didn't really blend in. There was a couple like girls. There's apparently a Michigan girl. Like, there's a type of style that Michigan girls dress like. I'm trying to still figure it out. I think I got it, but I'm not really sure. And so there was these girls that were like, I think fall in that category, but they were all wearing flannel shirts. Like, it was like either they really planned it or that was an accident that just ended up happening. And then everyone else was like dark, dressed in like grunge-esque certain type of wardrobe. And then there was a moment before we left where a group of older ladies came in. Like, I'm not saying like super old, but like they look like moms. And we jokingly said, all right, and the moms are here to root on their sons. Go Timothy! So we thought that was very funny because you dressed like you're saying, they were wearing sweatpants and like the shirt and like sweaters and stuff like that with like the short haircuts and stuff. It was very funny. That's literally my mom. My mom would fit kind of in that category. Sorry, Mom, but you kind of would. So yeah, that was the bearded contest. I give it a 10/10. Would totally do it again. Sorry, got to drink water. Gotta stay hydrated, fools. Alright. Let me catch up to see what all y'all have mentioned on your stream chats. And Periscope, if you have any questions, feel free to share them with me. Don't be scared. I won't bite. Let me see. Oh gosh, okay, are you missing Texas any? Don't know if I missed this question. No, you did not miss this question. And there's moments where I honestly actually do miss Texas. Like, there's a few things, like I miss H-E-B, which is the grocery store. I miss Whataburger. Holy shit. I don't eat much fast food anymore, but when I go back to Texas, which will hopefully be in Christmas time, you best believe I'm gonna stop and get some chicken tender dinner, because that shit is the bomb. And it's funny because if you don't know what Whataburger is, it's a fast food chain that was made in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it's pretty much taken all over Texas and maybe slowly spreading to other southern states. It's the best ever. It's seriously the best. Can't get any better. But it's funny because it's what a burger. But a lot of Texans just say Whataburger, like water burger. But you just say it so fast that you don't really know, and everyone already kind of knows what you're talking about. So there's not really a specific pronunciation towards it. You just say it, and people are like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And nobody really wants to correct you. Unless they do correct you, then there's something wrong with them. Because it's like, seriously, are you really? It doesn't fucking matter. It's Whataburger. Who cares? Nobody's gonna take the actual time to say, what a burger. Like, that's not realistic. Come on, get your life together. So anyways, it's a great fast food chain. It's awesome, it's delicious, and it's funny because it's called Whataburger, but I would never actually have ever gotten a burger from Whataburger. I always get the chicken tenders because it's delicious. The white gravy, the toast, the fries. The chicken tenders aren't like the best, like in my opinion, but everything else is like totally worth it. I'm like, yes, this is I miss like Taco Cabana, which is another like fast food kind of chain. Miss that one. I miss Tex-Mex because I went to Florida, and Florida has other Hispanic, Mexican type of dishes, which is like Colombian and Puerto Rican and Peruvian, which is, I love those. But when I'm feeling like a simple Tex-Mex meal, there was one in Florida, and we went to it. It was shit. It was either the restaurant or the food. I have no idea, but it was not Tex-Mex like Tex-Mex does in Texas. So I was like bummed. I'm like, man, I would just want some good like one in a million and like Serranos and some other legit simple Tex-Mex spots. So I miss a lot of the food spots in Texas and in Austin in general. I miss my family. I just saw my sister and my mom, so I miss my aunt who also lives in Texas, but I already technically got enough of the fam for a second, so I'm like, I still miss them, but like, maybe give me another like a week, and then I'll be like, alright, I can go visit y'all now. It's been long enough. But there's certain things, but overall, I would never move back to Texas unless something crazy happened or whatever. And Austin is now super expensive. I would not be able to afford it at all. So there's no way in hell I would move back to Austin, to the point where like my mom and my sister are even moving out of Austin because it's gotten way too crazy. So yeah, no thanks, but I will not go back to Texas. I got exactly what I wanted from there, and I'm donezo. I'll go visit, but otherwise I'm donezo. And Austin's really great, though. I love that city. So if you haven't been to Austin, please go visit. It's really awesome. Just don't move there. You can go visit, but don't move there. Read the Metro Times. Maybe you'll find all the type of events. Yeah, I think we use Metro Times as online site for Detroit, to look up the events that's going on in the weekend. We're just really, like, lazy, so we wait until, like, the day. Yeah, like San Francisco. Sorry, that was relating to Austin, how expensive it is. But not as expensive as San Francisco. But yeah, we usually wait till the last day in, like, so say it's Friday. And we're like, oh, let's see what's up to do on Friday night. We'll, like, start Googling things to do today in Detroit. Usually I think Metro Times on, like, another site, like, pops up, like, oh, go see the Christmas extravaganza. I'm pretty sure that's what Francis did, actually, for the Pet Expo. So I'm about to get in that one, because that one was awesome. Anyways, plaid shirt and stocking cap. Yeah, plaid shirt and stocking cap. Denim, oh my, hat off. Yes. Are you talking about me or somebody else? Now I'm confused because it's been at least a good few minutes since you actually wrote that. Sorry, Dr. Shakedown. Alright, so finally answered those. So I had to take a moment because there's times where I'll get so heavy and deep with like my topics, and I want a chance to actually like share whatever y'all are saying or things like that. So sorry, I have to do that. Pet Expo. I don't know what face I just made, so I'm gonna have to rewind this when I'm editing and just see this face. 52 marker. Gotta remember. So earlier today, usually when something significant happens in my career, we like to celebrate, meaning when I hit my 10K on Instagram, that's like a celebratory like time. Like, I finally made it. I'm famous, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not famous. But just the idea that it's taken me so long. Like, my Tumblr is straight up golden. Like, the more followers I get on it, awesome, yeah. But, like, I'm at a good number where it's like, this is a good number. I cannot ask for any more than this. Like, whatever ends up happening more than this, that's even better. But realistically, I'm pretty straight with it. Like, I'm not gonna ask for any more. Twitter is another one that's like, I think I'm pretty good right now. Like, I think I'm at 11K or something. I don't really remember. I think I'm good. I'm like chilling in a good zone. Not too high, not too low. Like, it's awesome. I could get higher, no question about that. But it's like, I'm good. Not gonna, still gonna promote it. Like, at L.Shima _model. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna still promote all my social media, but those two are like, especially Tumblr, are the ones that I'm like, I've done not all that I can, but all that I can mostly do right now that I really care to do. So everything else will just be genuine, like random people that just happen to stumble across me from whatever random platform. Like, oh, this L.Shima chick, totally worth following. Instagram, on the other hand, is one where has taken me quite a long time. Not as long as Facebook. Facebook is its own little world. Facebook is the one where I'm like, I could do so much with you, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to. But Instagram, because nowadays social media means a lot to us artists. We kind of need those supporters in a sense, or those followers, because sometimes followers aren't really supporters. But anyways, we kind of need them because a lot of companies and clients will look, oh, well, you only have, 900 followers. We don't think our brand can really get across the nation with only 900 followers. So you're not worth, spending money on kind of thing. And that's true life. Like, seriously, that's life. So you'll notice, like, models or photographers or whatever with a shit ton, especially models though, but with a shit ton of Instagram followers, they usually do a lot more promo type stuff. So, like, I was gonna do it, but I don't feel like doing an advertisement where I'm not getting paid for it. Just kidding. Just kidding. They can get advertisement because I got this at a thrift store, so it don't even matter. For $1. What up, y'all? Yes, and I buy my water bottles at a thrift store. Get over it. I cleaned it, so you know what I'm. Moose jaw, and then they don't really speak it, but they'll type, like, you know, drinking my moose jaw, and then, like, write it on the captions, and so you'll see that, which is normal for us. Like, I've done it for Under LA. Like, I have no what do you call it, regrets, I guess. Not even regrets. Like, I don't care. Like, I love Under LA. I love the guy that owns it and everything. He's a awesome person. Their clothes are awesome. Check it out. That's advertisement. I don't even care, because it is awesome. I did one for, like, tiny tea, which all models did. It actually tasted good. If it was gonna taste like shit, I would not have advertised it. But they gave me free tea, and I'm like, fine, cool. I will take one photo and say, this tea is awesome. Or I think I might have took 2 teas, but whatever. Or 2 pictures. But whatever, nonetheless. I'm like, this tea is delicious. Waking up in the morning with it, which is technically true, because I looked like that naturally, and I actually was drinking it. It wasn't just like, oh, let me just brew this and then chug it out. No, I actually drank it, and then I told Francis, hey, just take a photo of this real fast, because they need this, and I just want to show them that I actually did something. That's the difference, though, with, and there was a post in a blog. I'm getting on tangent, but whatever, I don't care. But it was there's a post or article about a girl, an Instagram girl that has a shit ton of followers, but ended up basically explaining that she was getting paid for a lot of this stuff, and deep down inside she was really depressed and all this crazy shit. But in the photos she seems like she's like this rich, awesome girl, getting all these free, having all these pretty clothes and things like that. And it was an interesting read. Like, it's cool to, like, be understanding towards that. Like, I'm reading a book out in regards to marketing. Like, you have to understand that that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Some people will get paid for it. Some people get items for free. So some people are lucky enough to get items for free and to get paid for it. I have not hit that, but it's okay. I don't care. I'm not hating. Money would be awesome. Hey, got pay me. But no, I don't care as much. As long as the products that if I were to be advertising is well worth it and will not fuck up my brand, I don't care. Because I get the idea of, like, you're trying to push your own product and your own company farther along the social media platform and trying to get more people to see your stuff and more people to buy your items. Like, I completely understand. There is a clothing company called and now I think about it, I should make this an episode just talking about social media. So I'm gonna leave it off this one statement. But there's a brand, a clothing company, can't remember what they are called. Can't remember what they're called, but there's a clothing company that specifically hunts down high social media models, actors, individuals, and sends them their stuff in hopes that they will shoot in it and they will get basically a shit ton of followers. And it's worked for them. They are probably pretty well known, and a lot of normal, not saying in a bad way, but normal people probably wear their stuff because of that. Under LA, the company that sends me stuff and I shoot it for them, we have a mutual agreement, and it's the idea, though, that he even told me he could technically go and do the same kind of idea, hunt down the ones with high social media and stuff, and no matter what their content is, just throw them, free stuff just to get their name out there. He understands he could do that, but he'd rather go and find genuine, really great artists and individuals that would still make their product look badass. So if they happen to have a lot of social media followers, that's like kudos on their parts. But what they're trying to have is to find really talented individuals that would help, make their product look more interesting. And so that's what I try to do with Under LA stuff. So like in my intro, that's an Under LA jacket. And so I try to make it look not like, oh, here's a jacket and I'm just gonna wear it once and that's it. Like, I actually really try my hardest to incorporate Under LA and just my normal, like, I actually wear their hoodies like almost every day. Like, it's no joke. They're in this closet. You can't see it in Periscope, but they're in this closet right here. So yeah, one day I'll get into an episode about social media because I've learned a lot through that. And yeah, I will do that maybe. I don't know. I'll write it down because I feel like I'm going to forget that. That's a really good topic. Anyways, so I was talking about social media because I hit 10K on Instagram. Went on a super tangent. I am super sorry. That was really weird. So yeah, I was talking about it because I finally hit 10K. And so we went and celebrated. So Francis did the whole thing like, what's there to do in Detroit today? And I'm pretty sure he got this thing called the Pet Expo. And that's in Novi, Michigan, which is like 30, 40 minutes away from where we live. So we decided to go and check it out. So I think I didn't mention it, and I think I finally figured it out. I am very nerdy towards arcades, very nerdy towards Sims, very nerdy towards food and like / Reddit. And I'm super nerdy for dogs. Fucking love dogs. The face. You'll see me with crazy faces. I could care less. You can screenshot that and then send it to me on Twitter, and I'll be like, love it. No hate on it whatsoever. I might even post it myself if I think it's well worth it. So anyways, I really love dogs. I have my, Weimaraner. She's actually in a sweater vest that we just bought her from the Pet Expo. So I was really amped up about it. I think cats are fine. I have no issues with cats. I've had cats in the past. But dogs are like, yeah, I do, volunteer at the local shelter for dogs. I'm like, yeah, dogs. Birds, yeah, they're okay. They're not bad. They're fine. They're fine. They're cool. I'm not gonna lie. They're cool. I don't think I would have one. Same with, like, reptiles and stuff. Like, they're cool. Like, that's an awesome salamander. I don't know if I would actually want one, but it's cool to look at. So I was, like, really excited for the dog part. Like, I was like, yes, dogs, puppies. Oh, my God, I'm gonna freak. So we finally get there. And it was like $10 a person to get in, like $5 for parking. So for both of us, it was $25. Not a big deal whatsoever. We got money. We can throw that down. Just kidding, but still, we could throw that down. So we get in, and I had everything you do, really. You have expectations for it. Like, you have thoughts. Like, this is going to turn out like this, and it's going to be like that. So I had some thoughts towards this expo. It didn't really pan out the way I thought. It was a lot more emptier than I was imagining. I always thought it was going to be filled to the brim with vendors and dogs and, like, things. It was filled, but it wasn't, like, crazy, like, Comic-Con convention filled. So anyways, but it was so cool. So we first walk in, and the first thing that was happening was there was this dog show for like agility or obstacles. There was a performance going on with dogs, and it wasn't really a racing one. It was more like entertainment one. I was trying to think of a better word, but that didn't work. So we caught kind of towards the end of it, but it was so cool to see all the dogs like jumping and going through the tubes, and like, we had to like split up, and like people had to scream for a certain team. They had kids come on and try to race the dogs. I know a lot about Comic-Con. Not really. I actually don't know a lot. Francis knows more than me. I went once, and I went on a Sunday because that was the only time I could get in for free. So there you go. But anyways, and I did not dress up. All I had was like muscle leggings that you see at Black Milk. Anyways, and so they ended up they ended up doing all these like tricks and stuff like that. Nothing serious, but it was just agility. And they even had one moment where they had the hurdle, but they started with like the lowest bar, and then about 7 dogs were jumping over it from different heights and breeds, and then it kept adding until it ran up to all the way to 4 feet. And the little dogs, like there was one that actually was probably a little like around a beagle size, maybe a little bit bigger, that was able to jump like almost 4 feet. But realistically, yeah, just watching that was like, dogs, I love it. And like seeing different breeds, I'm like, I want you. I really want you. And so, we left that and started walking through, towards the vendors and seeing all the different items that they were selling. There was one where it was like a bacon bandana that I wanted to send to my sister for Christmas because she really loves bacon. Like, really loves bacon. Like, seriously, she really loves bacon. And she has a dog, so I didn't end up buying it to her. Should have. It was only like $5. Should have, but didn't. And there was a few other vendors and stuff, but there was a few areas in the back where they had, so she really likes bacon. She, like, doesn't like it. She, like, loves it. But there was one area. I crack myself up sometimes. There was one area in the back where they had a lot of adoptable dogs. Every time I go to the shelter, I just want to take home every single dog I see. Like, that's my issue. And it's a good issue. If modeling doesn't work out, I seriously kind of think I want to start an adoption rescue center, because that would be, like, my dream. I don't know if I could handle it, though, because I would probably cry. Because, like, if a dog couldn't, like, live, like, it's getting old and stuff, I'd probably be like, because, like, there's a show, Pit Bulls and Parolees. God, I watched that show when I did have cable. It's so awesome. And like, there was one moment where, like, she's had this dog for, like, 15 years because, you know, nobody wanted this dog. And so the dog was way too old and she had to put it down. I'm, like, crying. No, this is so sad. Like, I literally will probably cry. Anyways, they had all these dogs, mostly pits, of course, but, like, some shepherds and some, like, little puppies and, like, little small toy dogs, and, like, I like every breed of dog, but I enjoy the larger breeds more. So we ended up seeing, they weren't adoptable dogs, they were, you know, other people's dogs, but we ended up seeing a Leonberger, which, if you don't know what a Leonberger is, Google it. It's Leonburger. I think I spelled that right. And it's just this huge, like, fluff ball, like, almost mastiff, but bigger, I think, and, like, furrier and cute. And then there was a crap ton of German Shepherds. There was mostly, the main dogs there were actually Golden Retrievers and Greyhounds. And so, yeah, they had a lot of adoptable dogs too. And I'm just like, Francis, I want this one. And then we go to the next one. I want this one. I want this one. But I don't think we technically have the, we're not in the right setting right now to have 2 dogs. I think Akira is just enough right now because she is batshit crazy in a good way. But she, literally, I love Golden Retrievers too. I love every breed. My favorite breed, though, I like Dobermans and Shepherds. And we found out we actually really like the Cane Corso. I think that's what they are. They look like they're like in the pit breed of some kind, but they look like the 3-headed dog. What's the 3-headed dog's name? I know somebody will know this. They look like the 3-headed dog, and they're just like, they look like they're like, you. If you're walking down the street with this dog, nobody's gonna fuck with you. Nobody. You could be the smallest human being on the entire world, and you have this 3-headed dog. Siberius, yes, Siberius. If you have this 3-headed Siberius-looking dog, nobody is gonna fuck with you. And so that's the dog we kind of want. But Francis wants a whole bunch of other dogs. But, like, I want just anything. I just want, like, to love on all of y'all, because I just want to pinch your cheeks and you're so cute. I'm really obsessed with dogs, like, no joke, if you obviously cannot tell. So then I kept walking through it, and I was, like, imagining, no offense to anyone, I mean, I am pretty complex, dark skin stuff, not, like, super dark, but, I mean, I'm black, white, Japanese. There was absolutely no color people at all. Like, I was probably, well, no, I take that back. There was a couple Hispanics, now that I think about it. But realistically, like, it was majority of white people. Like, not hating or anything like that, but I was just so shocked that I'm like, oh, I was expecting, like, different races of people, but it's majority white people. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, although, yeah, how many people would take out their Sunday and go to a Pet Expo? Like, there's only a certain type of person that goes to a Pet Expo. Like, I'm that certain type of person. Like, I'm obsessed with dogs. Like, seriously obsessed with dogs. So I will totally go to anything that involves dogs. Well, yeah, people that are really into pets, which I would imagine. But, like, I feel like there's a lot more people that are into pets, especially a lot of people that are non-white that are into pets. So I don't know why they didn't go to this. Like, I'm expecting, like, a whole variety of colors and ages. Well, there was definitely a lot of different ages because, I mean, there's like babies and then there was like really old people. So, whatever. Nonetheless, I was just expecting a lot more variety of people, but there really wasn't. It was majority white, and I was so shocked about this. I'm like, I was just very fascinated with it. I don't know. I thought not everyone is a pet person, but just when you have a pet, though, I feel like you would still want to go to like, let's say, the Pet Expo. Yeah, books are your drug. Dogs are my drug. Represent. Anyways, don't know why I did that. So anyways, that was a very interesting experience. And then they also had like an area with birds. So they had like macaws and cockatiels and cockatoos. Don't know the difference, but there's a difference, I think. And they had like the little parakeets and like they had like all of the birds were not in cages. And I'm fine with birds. Like I'll hold one, I'll look at one, I might pet one. But realistically, I'm like, this is a lot of birds. Like, if I get shitted on, I will not be a happy camper whatsoever. But they're cool. Like, seeing a macaw in person is really awesome. Like, oh my god, you're a really pretty bird, though. I'm not gonna lie. They had a cat section. Oh, so it was really funny. I'll skip to that. Oh, I'll wait for that one. But they also had one with reptiles. So they had, like, these huge fat lizards. I don't remember what they were called. It started with a T. I don't remember what they were called. But they look like little, like, blob of a lizard just like in the light, just chilling, staying warm. And then they had these huge tortoises, or at least one huge tortoise and like one medium-sized tortoise. This one guy had a dog or cat bed, and it was literally a snapping turtle right on the bed. Just looked like a little blob too. But he was like petting the snapping turtle as if it was not dangerous. So I'm like, this is interesting though. And so they also had this one area where, similar to the agility course, where it was like entertainment, they had this one, but it was more kind of like, not competition, but kind of, where it was Ultimate Air Dogs. That's what it was called. And they had like this 35-foot pool, and this like back of a truck, or like, you know, a semi-truck cut into half, and like a landing where the dogs would run and see how far they would actually jump into the water. Man, there were some dogs that would jump really super far, like almost 25, 30 feet. And like how they would jump, just seeing them in midair was very funny. But then you'll have like the couple of dogs that like would run super fast, but then as soon as they got to the edge, they would like put on the brakes and stop and like look at the toy, because they would throw a toy into the water to get them to jump. And so they would look at the toy and then look at the owner like, you can get that? And then eventually they would jump. And then there was this one Papillion, that small little breed of dog. It was the only small breed that actually performed, but the thing just ended up like running, bloop, just like made 1 foot, and it was really cute. And so that just experience and seeing all the different breeds of dogs there. Like there's one pit, I kind of felt bad for the dog because its ears were clipped really short, like super short, where almost like it was like almost like elf ears, like very just little pointed things. But the dog was so cute. It was like a tiny pit, and I just wanted to take it home, but it had owners. So I was like, damn, you're cute though. I'd steal you in a heartbeat. Just kidding. I would not steal another person's dog. I ain't that crazy, but I would totally pet the shit out of them. No joke. So we kind of went through it, and we ended up buying a Kira sweater. We bought a pooper scooper because we've been needing one, and that was pretty much it. We noticed the difference between, I'm like shaking my fist towards the owners. I'm like, one day, watch your back, I'm gonna steal your dog. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But I'd be like, oh my god, your dog. I get really like super high pitched when I see dogs. So there was one moment we also found this lady owned a Scottish wolfhound, so we learned the difference between a Scottish wolfhound and an Irish wolfhound. So I learned that today. Scottish is a smaller, more like a greyhound build, and an Irish wolfhound is more like almost like a Great Dane build, or like a little bit more boxier. Scottish wolfhounds are a little bit more skinnier and like slender. So anyways, we got done with mostly all the dog stuff, and like a mix of dog, reptile, bird, stuff like that. So there's one section that was for cats, and like no dogs were allowed. So we're like, because Francis doesn't really care for cats, and I think cats are fine. So I decided, let's just go check out to see what this is about. I don't mean to offend anyone, but animal people are a certain type of person. So obviously, like pet people will go to the Pet Expo. Like major pet people will go to these places. But dog people and cat people and even bird people and reptile people, like that's a type of person. Like some people will mix, so some people might have like a dog and a snake or like a cat and a dog. So like they mix, but there's just a specific type of person. And so we went into the cat area and it was just a totally different experience. Like it not experience a very different environment. Again, I think cats are fine. I have no, like, there's certain cats, like, the Bengal cats are pretty dope. The ones that look like little, like, furry things, like, little, like, almost like furry lions look pretty dope. Siamese cats, I think, are pretty cool, actually. I used to own a Siamese cat when I was a baby. Well, I didn't own it, but whatever. I had a Siamese cat when I was younger. So there's certain breeds of cats that I think are pretty cool, actually, and sometimes they're pretty badass. Like some of them like to be on you. Some of them like I don't fucking know you, get away from me, and like be by themselves. But this area, just like there was barely anyone there, and majority of them again were all white, but there were majority of them were like 50 and up as far as age. And so there was just a very and there wasn't because no offense, but sometimes cats, like, the cats will do things to entertain you. Like, they have, like, cat things, like cats jumping over stuff and, things. But this one, they didn't have that. They had it for the dogs, like dogs doing crazy tricks. This one, they were just more, like, showcasing cats. And, like, this cat has a very perfect chin. I give it a 7 out of 10. Or tail, sorry. This cat has a perfect, interesting tail. I give it a 7 out of 10 points for the tail. The paws were a little misshapen, so I give it a 3 out of 10. Like, they were judging these cats, and I think it was, like a cat show competition or something. And I'm like, this feels like a cult right now. Like, this is me and Francis are just, like, walking around this, just, like, okay, this is interesting. And I like had a weirder smell too. Like I know cats like, use a bathroom in the houses and stuff. Like I'm used to that. Or not I wouldn't say used to it, but I know that happens. But like this didn't even have a cat piss smell. It just smelled like somebody was trying to like cover the fragrance of that, but like I don't know, it was weird. It just was a weird vibe in that place. It was very interesting. And yeah, I would own a cat. Like literally if there was a cat outside my house and there was clawing and meowing and starving to death, I would totally adopt it if Akira didn't kill it. Same with a bird. If there was a bird, literally 2 days ago, a bird was in my house. God, I hate when that happens. That was the third time. And the second time that's happened by myself with Akira. And she almost killed that damn bird, and I would have cried. I seriously would have cried. But yeah, I like if there's an animal in harm and in need of like help, I would totally help. But I don't care what breed you are. I mean, if you're a black bear, maybe we're gonna have to speak about this and talk about it. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna let a black bear in my house. But if you really like are dying and whatever, I might throw you like a fucking orange or something. I know bears don't eat oranges. Or maybe they do. I don't really know. I don't think oranges really grow out in the wilderness outside of Florida and like certain countries. Anyways, I'm rambling off. So yeah, that was Pet Expo. I totally recommend it again. The sweater that we got Akira did not fit really. It's really super tight. I will have to show a picture on Instagram because it's really cute and adorable. And really like it's a cream colored turtleneck sweater. And so we kind of wanted to do Christmas photos with it, but it's too small. So now, damn it, my phone's on here. There's this photo of these two pits, and I'm sure it's gone like on Facebook and other social media, but I found it on Reddit. But these two pits in pajamas, and I'm like, Francis, Christmas present, I want to get Akira pajamas. So if you find awesome pajamas for dogs for like an extra large, because I think she's an extra large size, totally send it to me so I could get it, because I want pajamas for my dog. So that's me. Sorry. Hi guys, I'm L.Shima. I can be kind of crazy, obviously. a little insane. A little. So hi. Okay. Let's see. Musja. Yes. let me do another advertisement for Moose Jaw. Very eco-friendly. I really don't know. I'm sure. I have no idea, actually. I've only been to Moose Jaw once. And just to look to see what crazy shit they had. And they have some crazy shit. Rock climbing shit. I should put, like, my music on it when I'm drinking water, so it's not like, oh, let's watch Shima drink water today. Fascinating, she drinks it like that. Interesting. Sorry. Shima, how long is your hair right now? It is long enough where if I'm doing a nude photo shoot, it can cover my boobs. I am so happy because a lot of y'all might not have been like the first L.Shima followers, but basically when I first started modeling, my hair was literally that short and it was red. So I'm like, that was what, 5 years ago? 5 years ago. Man, this is 5 years worth of hair. A lot of it's like been chopped off and stuff. But whatever, this is 5 years. Man, I'm happy. So enough to cover my boobs. So it comes about right here. And it's wavy, so if it's straight, it would probably be a little longer. But yeah, I know I can start like making scarves with my hair and shit. There's going to be a point where I might get tired of this long hair and might have to chop it off. But that's not going to happen anytime soon because I like it. But until then, just get prepared for it. So you might hate me and you might be like, Shima's ugly with short hair. Well, I don't care. I'm going to cut it one day. So sorry about that. It's going to happen. Francis is not going to be happy about it. None of y'all are going to be happy about it. I don't care. I might not even be happy about it. But whatever. It's got to happen. Can't have long hair every single day of my life. Got to change it up, you know. Thinking of like, I want an afro. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like it would be awesome for a shoot. I feel like also, like, braiding my hair in certain ways, too, would be awesome for a shoot. I feel like just anything involving my hair would be interesting because I rarely do anything crazy. Like, if you look at all my photos, my hair is usually just down and straight. There's nothing really crazy going on with my hair. So if I do, like, a dramatic change with my hair, shaving it off Amber Rose style, I'm not really sure about that because I do not know if that would be a style that looks good on me. But nonetheless, like, I want to make, like, super tight curls and, like, try to make it afro. So it would be an interesting look for a shoot, but I don't think that lasts for very long. And I don't even know if I would look good in one. But I would really hope so. It would be so awesome, I think. I don't know. But anyways. Can we request topics? Yes, Kyle, please. Okay, so I just told Francis before I started, but seriously, I have told y'all, man, I'm gonna get mad at y'all. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get mad. I can never get mad at y'all. But I've told y'all countless times, and I'm still gonna tell y'all countless times until somebody does it. Please tell me your ideas if you have one for any topics that you would like an episode to be about. If you have any comments towards any episodes of how... God damn it, Periscope. Or God damn it, phone for Periscope. If you have any ideas towards or comments or commentary or critiques that you have towards my shows, because y'all are the ones that watch this. Y'all are the ones that are painfully pulling out your eyelids like, oh my god, this is fucking horrible. So let me know if there's something you'd rather see that doesn't involve nudity or sex or anything above PG-13 level. If it's under PG-13 level or PG-13 level, please tell me your ideas because literally I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about today? I don't have a guest, and I will soon have a guest. This last week was kind of crazy, and yeah, I'm just making excuses. I just need to ask people if they want to be guests and actually do it. So if you seriously have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, please send them to me either on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, here, I don't care where, just seriously, it would help me a lot, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing anything awesome, but everyone says I'm doing awesome, but I don't believe you. I feel like, even if it is something crazy, like something above PG-13, feel free to just ask it. Like, I literally will not get offended by it. I will probably be more like, nah, I can't do it. Anyway, this is actually more probably R-rated because if it was lower than R-rated, I probably could only cuss like once, and I cuss a lot, so yeah, you're kind of right. I just totally fucked that up. But whatever. Whatever. You know me by now. You know what's technically appropriate. Also, so Techman. Also, I know, but how are you feeling about the recent craziness in the world of ISIS, aka ISIL? Well, it's a shitstorm, I'll tell you that. It's fucking horrible, I'll tell you that. I am, in all honesty, not fully well educated as far as what exactly all is going on. I know China is now involved with a possible war or whatever they decide. And I know what happened in Paris, which was super unfortunate. There's a lot of, like, there was a story, sorry, I have random, like, notes. Like, there was, one dog, I can't remember its name, but one dog in the French, army that passed away because of the bombings that was happening in Paris. And so that was a very sad thing. Like, they had pictures of the dogs, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a dog. I'm gonna fucking cry right now. And then literally a few days later, Russia gives a dog as a present, or a puppy as a present for the French army. And I'm like, oh my god, that was like literally the most like awesome thing humans could possibly do right now. Like, this is awesome. We're gonna fucking take y'all down, motherfuckers. I don't know what that means. I am more like, I'm not really fully educated enough to understand, but I just really want, and I feel like everyone wants it, but like, we're all the same type of being. Like, meaning, like, we all have a nose and eyes and mouths, and even if we didn't have it because of certain things that have happened in a certain person's life, still, nonetheless, we are all humans of some sort, and it's just an interesting thing that each country and each continent is divided based on that, based on color, based on like your religion is, based on your sex, based on your everything. Like, we're separated, and it's crazy. Like, why does that have to happen? Like, it's insane. I know that our minds are unique and we think certain individual things that make us more genuine to ourselves, or more like, make us more individuals, but still, like, seriously, we are all the same in a in a certain type of way. And it fucking sucks. It sucks. And, as much as we're all gonna be like, oh, equality and like humans and peace and all this other stuff, there has to be like some crazy thing that's gonna have to happen for that to actually work. Like, not kidding. Like, something crazy. Maybe it's ISIS that needs to fucking fix this shit. But like, we need to seriously, everyone, I'm even talking to myself, we need to stop this shit. We need to be one. Come be with. Okay, I'm done getting all crazy, like, PC looking, talking. So that's how I feel. I'm not very educated enough with the topic, though. I'm not really sure of the actual things. I follow whatever Reddit tells me in the comments that people talk about it and the articles that they post, but I'm not fully involved with it. So sorry, I'm not the best person to talk to. White people love pets. White people do love pets, but also everyone else loves pets. I know a lot of Indians that love pets. I know a lot of Native Americans that love pets. I know a lot of Asians. Although there's a few Asians on different countries that eat pets, but nonetheless, there's some that love them. So, I mean, there's some people that love, like, have chickens as pets. So it's like, damn it, why isn't there more races at this fucking Pet Expo? Why am I the only colored person here? That should not be the situation. Because I'm pretty white, if you cannot notice. I'm half white, so I mean, that's pretty much white. Not really. Well, yes, it is. People of color also like pets. An example, Shima. Yeah, I am people of color, but, I guess nobody's like me. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of people like me. Maybe even nobody's better than me. Cats have a very little personality and are sneaky as all get out. Yeah, there's some cats. Again, cats are very independent creatures, and there's some though that really, like, there's a couple videos I've seen, like, where cats are acting like dogs. Cats can be shady as fuck, but there's some, you just gotta find, not find it, because you can never find it, you just gotta hope that the cat that you have is gonna be the one that, like, the personality you're kind of striving for, like, one that's, like, gonna almost be like a dog, but they're never really gonna be a dog. They're just not. But, you know, they have their moments, you know. You have a wish list on Amazon? Yes, I do have a wish list on Amazon. The link is like some random weird letters and numbers all jumbled together. I almost choked on my own spit. So the best way to get to my Amazon wish list is go to my Tumblr, like on your computer. It will not work for the phone. I do not know why. It will just not work. So you have to get on your computer, unfortunately. Go to my Tumblr, L.Shima.tumblr.com. Kyle, I think you know that. I don't know if you know that Tumblr. But anyways, and on the top, you'll see a whole bunch of links, like, to certain stuff. There's going to be one link that says wishlist. It'll take you to a Tumblr page, basically kind of giving the spiel of why I created an Amazon wishlist. Feel free to read it. If you don't really care to read it, there's going to be a link towards the bottom of my wishlist. Click it, and there you go. I try to update it now that the holidays are approaching. But there's only so much that I want. Like, mostly it's like home stuff, like a new knife. I need a new knife. I don't even know if I put one on the Amazon. But nonetheless, it's like all home stuff. Sometimes there's some of it's like lingerie and like shoes and stuff for modeling. But realistically, I get all that stuff. Well, not lingerie, but I get clothes at thrift stores. So it's like, y'all don't need to buy me that. I can buy it myself. But it would kind of be cool. Not saying. Okay, anyways. I gotta kind of... because it's getting close to that 1 hour and a half, so I'm trying to not be super long. Top 5 foods. Pizza, and ice cream. No, just kidding. Well, close. Pizza, I love bubble tea. I love katsudon, which is a Japanese dish. I love gyoza, which is also a Japanese dish. And I love food. I really don't know. I love a lot of shit, but those are like my top 4, and then plus like everything else in the world. I will eat it, except for certain ones. I don't like scrambled eggs, really, unless it's in fried rice. And I don't like meatloaf, like, at all. And I don't like red sausages, like the ones you find at barbecues and stuff. Don't really like that shit. Nah. I like brick walls in the apartment. These are original. I live in a carriage house, so these are the original brick wall of the house, so it's pretty cool and pretty homely. So like this living room, because this is my living room, so this pretty area is very original to the carriage house. Like, it has trapdoors, has a door that opens out to the alleyway and stuff like that. I live in a dope house. Psh. And I'm not kidding. It's a pretty dope house, but it's dope. All right, everyone, I'm gonna answer the last few things and then I'm gonna wrap up. Don't cut the locks. I'm sorry, Tackman. It needs to happen. Maybe one day I'll do it on like an episode and make y'all watch me do it, kind of like a horror film or something. No. I just got that too. So, wait, you live in a dope house? Meaning like a dope house? Yeah, no. I live in a cool house. Cool, dope as in cool. But I know you knew what I was meaning. But I kind of got that. That was funny. I didn't think about that. I didn't think dope with dope. I just thought dope with cool, because that's only how I use dope is cool. Anyways, put Akira PJs on your wish list. I was going to, literally as soon as we got home from the Pet Expo, I Amazon Googled dog PJs, but there's not. Okay, so there's one Etsy one online that I found that has like this dog hoodie. Okay, adorable. I told Francis it's like only $28 for an extra large. I'm like, it's fucking adorable. I just want to like buy it now. So I'll try to put that on my wish list if I can find an Amazon one that has it. But all of them seem like they wouldn't fit her. She's a Weimaraner, so she's pretty big. Like, this sweater that we got her said it was a Mother Lovin' large, but it's tight on her. So I guess she's an extra large. I have no idea. She's fat. Just kidding. She's not fat. She's adorable. Tuckman, do you know any independent musicians? I think it would be interesting to explore the parallels of a starving artist and a self-model. If you do find an artist to interview, they'd have to be super cool. Totally down. I know a lot of self-models and starving artists, and because I was one, so I mean, hey. Or I can technically still be in the gist of still am one, but not as starving as I was. that was a very tough time in my life. And it wasn't even that bad, honestly, in comparison to a lot of people's lives, but it felt really bad. But I'll definitely find those type of special guests as for you. I feel like those people would be very interesting and unique as far as talking about certain genres. And when I do have special guests for anyone that's new, basically it will be live, all the same things that's happening now, but it would be even more helpful if y'all ask questions too for them, and I'll read it to them and all this other stuff, and they'll answer it. I will also ask them how they want, it's basically their episode. They can handle it however they want to. So if they want to, like, basically be topless, although they can't for Tumblr or Ustream, but nonetheless, if that's what the way they want to go, I'll let them do their freedom, because this is their episode and they get to, be themselves and showcase their creations and the arts or whatever career that they have. So I will get on it. I just was being very lazy and not really wanting to email people, because it's not fun emailing people like, hey, you want to be my special guest? Like, I mean, it's fun. It's like, I just really hope they don't say no, because I've had a couple people say, nah, I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, damn. Like, I just got denied, man. That hurts. Fucking hurts. So, all right, everyone. Sorry. I was reading something at the same time as speaking. That was weird. I appreciate everyone for tuning in to episode 4. And check out Pet Expos in your city if they happen to come there, because they're badass and awesome. If you see dog pajamas, feel free to email me, because that will be awesome, because I want it. And check out bearded contests if you want. It was pretty rad. And definitely, if you're ever in the Detroit area, check out Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. Freaking awesome. So everyone, I appreciate for tuning in, and yeah, I will see y'all next week. Yay! Sorry, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to say, but there's not. So, I mean, yeah. Thanks, everyone, and maybe I will try to keep my locks not cut for you. So, peace. With the Middle East. Ha! Rhymed. Okay. Bye, everyone on Ustream.